Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Today, we got a fun project. One that I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, but we're going to give it our best. So we recently purchased this Alamo flail mower. This is a 60-inch flail mower, and found it on Marketplace. Paid $340 for it. Said it worked fine once it was removed. I believe this was a state machine, and they retired the unit, kept the mower. So anyhow, everything appears to move freely. It came with the side boom over here, which has a really long cylinder, which I thought I could use someday, and also a smaller one, which I believe I can fabricate to work for my excavator thumb. So all in all, 340 bucks. I thought it was a pretty fair deal. What I'm worried about is, first of all, contaminating my hydraulic unit on the skid steer. That's what I plan to use this for primarily. And secondly, on down the road, I'm not quite sure if my skid steer has enough flow to run this properly. So my skid steer 324G, it has, I believe, 21 gallon per minute flow. So I thought since this was an older unit, it probably was kind of a standard flow implement, but time's going to tell for that one. Anyhow, the part that I'm not sure on what I'm doing is trying to flush this. So they had rags shoved in the hydraulic motor here, but ultimately there's some rust particles in there, and I don't want to send that directly to the skid steer. So we're going to try our best to see if we can't cycle some hydraulic oil through the system and give it like a pre-cleaning before we actually hook it up to our skid steer. So that's what we're up to. If that sounds of interest to you, stick around and we'll see where this project goes. So we're going to reuse these lines here. These, I believe, are 1.5 inch hydraulic lines rated at 3,000 max PSI, which I think is right around where our auxiliaries on the skid steer are. However, I recently went and bought the disconnect set with the adapters. This setup right here cost me $130, so pretty expensive setup. However, if this don't work, I can use these on other attachments. We're not out that much, so let's go ahead. We're gonna put hydraulic fluid up top, see if we can't turn the motor over and get it to drain out contaminated oil at the bottom. Time for the messy part. We're using this universal oil from Rural King just to flush it, because it's not quite as expensive as the John Deere hydraulic oil. Lastly, before I attach it, the return to my skid steer, I'm gonna leave one end off, the return line off, bump the auxiliaries, and discharge that into a bucket, hopefully flushing it out and getting the compatible oil in there. Let's see if this does anything. I'm not sure how much it's going to take. Probably a couple gallons at least. Come out there now. Yeah. See, sometimes you just gotta try stuff to see if it works. You know? That made it much easier. It's getting a little bit closer. All right, so I got the hydraulic line tied down to a tree and the but like I said, I'm not expecting it to be too drastic. 21 gallons a minute, quick bump. All that tubing there, I don't think we're gonna have so much of a pressure concern, but yeah, we're about to find out. Here we go. Okay, we're flowing. All right, bumping it like that wasn't too drastic, so I'll pump maybe a gallon or so and see how it's coming out. I think we're going to be good there. I'm confident we pumped out enough that I'm into the good oil now. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. Time to clean it up, hook it up, and give her a good spin. All right, guys, so we went ahead, topped off the hydraulics there, put about 2 gallons through it. So I think we flushed the system good enough to get all the old oil and any of the debris out. So I think we're good to go. Let's give it a shot here. All right. I think we're gonna work. So all in all, I got 340 in the mower assembly. I got some hoses with it, a lot of long, smaller hoses, 2 hydraulic cylinders, and some scrap steel. I have 340 in the mower, 130 in the fittings, and probably $20 worth of hydraulic fluid. I think it's safe to say we can give this a shot here in the daylight and see if we can't get a skid steer plate welded on it and see what it does. All right, so what we're wanting to do here is a temporary quick test just to see how much speed we're going to get out of it before I spend, you know, 150, 200 bucks on a quick attach plate. So we got it attached here. Don't recommend doing this at home, but I want to see if it works. So you're going to find out with us.
It on once to see what it does. It's going the right direction too.
Oh, nice. All right, guys. Well, you seen it as we saw it.
Hey, looky here, folks.
And I was only up about half throttle.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
that's not very good. Yeah.
We're in it. Kind of a really sketchy thing to do, but now I know.
We're
So
sketchy anyway.
yeah, that's it.
It works.
We do things that most don't want to try to do. Anyways, I'm gonna buy this quick attach plate. We'll get this mounted up, and you all will see this in action here another week or so when I get that plate. All right, stay tuned, guys. Thanks. All right. Well, I'm sorry we didn't get to the action on this one. We did go ahead and go over a couple simple things though, and I think it's gonna work. So thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below on what you think, and we'll catch you on our next video. Y'all take care.